Okay, I'm here with Sister Maria Grace of the Pauline Sisters who are here. Tell us about the Pauline Sisters.
The Pauline Sisters, that's our adjective, is Daughters of St. Paul. So Pauline is like the adjective for St. Paul, like the Pauline epistles. And our whole mission is evangelization in and of the media. So using the media of all kinds and evangelizing our media culture. So going back, originally media meant print and, maybe the beginning of radio and film when we first started, and now it's like every other form of media, mass media, social media that we use to spread the gospel, the good news of Jesus.
Now that's got to be interesting in the sense that, when I see the habit, I went to Catholic school many years ago back when I had hair on the top of my head, and you don't think of nuns on social media. Now, there are plenty of nuns on Twitter, on Facebook, and so forth, but it's not something that comes to mind. When people encounter you on social media, and they encounter the habit, or they encounter either via the picture, your icon, or via a video or something, how does it strike them to find nuns on social media, and nuns in habit on social media especially?
People are delighted, I think, mostly, and we use the hashtag media nuns. And so some people follow that so they can find all of us on media.
Now, obviously, you've been a nun for when you took up the habit as a Pauline, as a sister of St. Paul. Things have changed a lot in terms of communication, as you were talking about. How hard has it been to adapt to this new world of communication?
Well, it's a challenge because it's moving faster and faster, the development of all kinds of media and social media. So yeah, it's definitely a challenge, but our founder, Blessed James Alberione, founder of our order, he said we are supposed to use every new invention that comes along. So he died in 1971, so he saw development, but it's just getting faster and faster since the internet and everything else. So yeah, it's definitely a challenge, but and not every one of us can do everything. So sisters keep up with different things, and all together we try to keep up.
What's your specialty, if I may ask?
I am an acquisitions editor for books in our publishing house, for books for adults, and then I write books for kids.
What kind? Can you describe anything that you've written?
Yes, I have a series of fiction called The Gospel Time Trekkers, and they are about three kids, siblings, that go back in time to the time of Jesus, and they meet different characters from the gospel and hear their stories and have adventures. And then at the end of each book, they come home to our time, and it ends with them going to Mass on Sunday, and suddenly something clicks for them that makes sense about the Mass because of what they've experienced back in the time of Jesus. So they're for 6 to 9 year olds, easy reader.
Now I think that's very, very important because the culture throws so many things at young children. It's so critical to give them good Catholic fiction that has good Catholic dogma. How have these books been received?
Very well, yeah. I was pretty sure that parents and teachers would like them because it has gospel in it, it has Mass, and but that kids really like them is very gratifying. They keep wanting to read them. It's a series of 6 books, so they start one and they keep going.
What's the first and what's the latest?
The first book is called The Shepherds to the Rescue, and it's the first time that they go back in time, so they have to figure out where they are, and they meet a little shepherd boy, and it turns out that the grandfather of that shepherd boy is one of the shepherds that saw the angels at the birth of Jesus. So he tells the story of the birth of Jesus 30 years before. So they figure out they're in the time of Jesus. The last book in the series, and it's the end of the series, is called Discovery at Dawn. And they're in Jerusalem at Holy Week.
Now I want to ask this because I don't know, because given the job you've described, I don't know how much you get out with the general public. For a long time, around the time I started in Catholic school, is where many nuns started to drop the habit. And your habit is very prominent here. Yeah. It's a nice blue color, but it's a prominent habit. When you are in public and in the habit, how do people now that we're in the 21st century, in a much more secular culture, how do they react to the habit? Are they pleased? Are they shocked? What do you get?
I get different reactions, and it depends on maybe what part of the country, because I've been in a lot of different parts of the country. Here, in this area, near Boston, Massachusetts, there's a lot of Catholics, and we get mostly please, smiles, and sometimes stares if people are like surprised they've never seen it done in public. So sometimes surprised. Very rarely negative reactions. I only can remember a handful of times where I got, negative reactions.
All right. And if people want to find out more about your order, where can they go online?
They can go to pauline.org. So Pauline, PAULINE.org, and that's our main website. And you can go. You can buy our books online. You can see all of different blogs and different social media connections and anything like that.
All right, sister. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.